Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It's been a while, guys, since I've been on this behind this camera. I've been behind my phone camera a lot, but not this one. So, guys, a very, very transformational weekend. I mean, there's just so much blessings to talk about. It was so great. And for all of you guys that were out at that event, it was amazing catching up with you. It felt just right. It was amazing hanging out with you, Tony, Danny, Izzy, Gilbert, Caesar, all of you guys, man. It was amazing just hanging out with all of you and honestly absorbing that energy because that's exactly what I do. Every time I go over there, I absorb that energy. I come and I bring it home with me. And I always say this to myself is that every time I come back a better version of myself. And that's just because I get to hang out with all of you. So I just thought I'd shout that out real quick before I started this. So I'm going to go straight into it, guys. I'm going to go straight into the miracle. It says, first miracle of the loaves. Here we go. This is Mark 6 now. So I have advanced from Matthew to Mark. So here we go. It was now getting late, so his disciples came to him and said, "This is a lonely place, and it is now late. You should send the people away and let them go to the farms and villages around here to buy themselves something to eat." Jesus replied, "You yourself give them something to eat." Then answered, "If we are to give them food, we must go and buy 200 silver coins worth of bread." But Jesus said, he says, "You have some loaves. How many? Go and see." The disciples found out and said that there are 5 loaves and 2 fish. Then he told them to have the people sit down together in groups on the green grass. This they did in groups of hundreds and fifties, guys. And Jesus took the 5 loaves and 2 fish, and raising his eyes to heaven, he pronounced a blessing, broke loaves, and handed them to his disciples to distribute to the people. He also divided the 2 fish among them. Then they all ate. Everyone had enough. The disciples gathered what was left and filled 12 baskets with broken pieces of bread and fish. 5,000 men had eaten there. Check the miracle right there, guys. So I used to just read past it and just be like, "Oh, okay, yeah," like if it was a story. But then I go back and I start to meditate a little bit more and be like, okay, so what I see here, guys, and I wrote some notes down. Wrote these notes down last night. It basically tells us, guys, that he's talking about bread here, right? But what's the kind of bread that we actually need? It says, this is what I got down, guys. Out of the mouth of God comes the bread we need. Jesus, by lifting his hands into the sky and, basically asking God for the blessing of multiplication to feed everybody there. That in itself is something that I learned this weekend. And it was how to get in touch with God more. You see, there's so many ways, and Coach teaches us a lot of ways to get in touch with God. And one of the things we see here in Mark 6 is that the kind of relationship that Jesus had to have with his Father, for his Father to say, "Yes, let's multiply this bread, let's multiply this fish, let's feed all these people." What kind of relationship do we have with God? We say we have a God, but yet I ask everybody, "Well, do you believe in God?" And a lot of people will say, yes, I believe in God. But do you have a relationship with God? And that's where it goes, like, they go like, what? What's going on? What do you mean? And that's where I mean, like, if we don't have a relationship with God, how do we expect to multiply? How do we expect to, like, multiply and ask and truly receive? And that's one of the things that I've been working on, and it's been so great, to be honest with you. And how do you get a better relationship with God? It's all gonna depend on how much time do you truly spend with Him. Do you just say, oh, you get up in the morning, you just say, oh, thank you, God, and then you just kind of rush into your day? Or do you really spend some quiet time with Him? Do you make time to spend? I mean, like you would make time to spend with your kids, and I hope you do. Because if you don't, that you got to do that as well. But do you make time to spend with God? Do you get up in the morning and make some time? You really set up an hour out of your day and be like, you know what? There's a part where it says that to give Him the first fruits. And I believe the first fruits, what he means by that is the first time out of your day. Because those are the first fruits of that day. And I believe that if you start off by giving Him the first fruits of the day, that He will multiply that time that you spend with Him. He will multiply your blessings if you truly take the time to spend time with Him and to ask Him for what it is that you want. Because in the Bible it does say, ask and you shall receive. Knock and the doors will be open. How many of you truly ask? One of the things that I wanted to share, and this is big, guys. This is so big. This is something I learned over there too. And I come and I bring it and I share, I break bread. I break bread with, sorry guys, I got this noise in the back. But I come and I break bread with you guys just like Jesus did, And what does that mean? That means that everything that I learned over there, I got fed. That's the kind of bread that we need. It says when Jesus is tempted by the devil, right? When he's out for 40 days in the desert and they tells him, like, you know what, you're hungry. You should, if you're the Son of God, you could turn that rock into bread and satisfy yourself. And one of the things that he says is that man does not live off bread alone, but by each and every word that comes out of the mouth of God. So those words that come out of the mouth of God are basically, I got fed them at the event this weekend. And some of the things you think you know, but you need that repetition. You need the repetition. And other things that are new and they find and new and they clicked. And there's things that we have to continue to go back and back and back, because that's where we get the bread of life, You got to find a community. You got to find a group that's going to be feeding you these things so you can benefit and then break bread with other people. So here it goes, guys. One of the things that I learned was ego, right? Edging God out. Ego is edging God out. So when you have your ego up high, you're kind of telling God, hey, chill, kick back, I got this. And you don't want to do life like that. You don't want to do life telling God to step back, I got this. I'll resolve this. And that's why you go through so much complications, so much thing. My life started getting easier when I started letting God in. How did I let God in? By dropping my fucking ego. I almost said it, but I didn't say it. But dropping my ego, Asking for help is dropping your ego. Being a student is dropping your ego. Listening and applying is dropping your ego. Stop thinking that you know everything, because that's exactly what got you exactly where you are. And I'm only speaking truth because why? I'm basically speaking to the old self. Why do I speak the way I speak? It's because that's exactly how I needed somebody to speak to me. That's exactly how I started to change, is by hearing it the way you hear me say it, because that's what I needed. I know I'm not going to target everybody, and I know that this message may not be for it's for everybody, but it might not click with you, and that's completely fine, because at the end of the day, if you're ready for it, you're ready for it, and I'm here for you guys. So yeah, I just wanted to share the fact that was one of the big ones. It was to have a relationship with God. And what kind of relationship do you have with Him? How much time do you spend with Him? That's going to evolve your relationship. And edging God out is ego. So do not, you got to drop that. You got to drop the ego. So those are the messages I got for you guys today. I really, truly encourage you guys to find a community. Find a community. Don't be scared to ask for help. Find a circle that you fit in with some habits that you already have, or some habits that you want to apply in your lives. Maybe you want to go on a fitness journey. Find people that are fit and have faith. That's where I went. I've always wanted to be like a bodybuilder and a trainer and all that. And then I'm exposed to this, and I'm like, dude, I feel right at home. This is exactly where I'm supposed to be. And all I've had in the last, it's gonna be a year now in November that I stopped drinking. Best decision I've ever made. Stop drinking, stop vices, have more time for myself, for my family, for God. And so much blessings have happened from that year till today. Yes, some people are gonna have to go. That's completely fine. They were the wrong people in the beginning. So don't be afraid to make the first step, because that's exactly what you need. I've been meeting so much people, and I've been basically like just breaking bread with everybody, and it's been really, really good. I've had some relationships that have grown, some relationships that honestly just new relationships with people, and my game has like very like stepped up so much because I dropped my ego. So just want to remind you guys, the people that are doing the challenge, Child of God, it's one scripture, one exercise. It could be like 5 minutes. The whole thing is to get you into like motion and help you build. And obviously, it's gonna be watch your intake, and that goes for food and thoughts, because food will clutter your thoughts. You need to make sure you're eating the right things so you can feel good and you can think with clarity. So that's what I got for you guys today. I just want to say happy Friday. Let's continue to get it. Happy to be back. It feels amazing to be here. And we're just going to kick it off by going to the gym. So happy Friday, guys. Make the right decision today. It's only a decision away. God bless you all.